Kyler Murray out, Jacoby Brissett in. The Arizona Cardinals season is in dire need of a dub. Can they get it done? Can Jonathan Gannon put behind him, Bo, the worst week in his Cardinal tenure? PHNX Cardinals pregame show starts now. Hey, welcome in. We're live from Gila River Resorts and Casinos at Wild Horse Pass. Up bright and early, it's the PHNX Cardinals podcast, your premier #1 Arizona Cardinal podcast. Like and subscribe. Leave us a 5-star wherever you get your programming. I'm Johnny Venerable, my co-host Bo Brack here. Noah Mann behind the mic. We are set for hopefully a banner day of Cardinal football, but we got to start, Bo. No Kyler Murray today against Indianapolis.
That's right. It was not trending the direction that they expected throughout the week. Kyler missed Wednesday. Thursday was out there Friday, and it looks like the mild sprain in his foot, that's a Liz Frank-type injury, did not respond like they wanted to see it. And Kyler Murray, according to Schefter, Rappaport last night, he just wasn't going to be good enough to go. And this wasn't a matter of can he grit through the injury. This is what could potentially happen with the play style of Kyler Murray, that it could turn into a complete tear and they could lose the QB1 for the entire season.
Yeah, they're playing the long game. The problem with that is when he comes back, like what's left of this season, right? And with Kyler Murray historically, these absences are never just a one-off, right? Sometimes they're known to linger. And right now the Cardinals, listen, they have had the worst week in Jonathan Gannon's tenure easily. Yeah. With the Rossini report now coming out that, he's being picked apart by executives and coaches on both sides. Here's where I'm at with this. It's like I would have loved to have seen Kyler Murray right in as a white knight, so to speak, to be able to save JG. He's just not in a position to do that.
Right.
And so now you turn to Jacoby Brissett, who, I think you and I have confidence in to come in and, steady the waters as a backup.
Right.
But this offense was already in a position where, it needed special playmakers to overcome the inefficiencies with the coaching staff.
Right. I mean, there's two different conversations here. Jacoby Brissett, you sign him as QB2 this offseason, you need to say, hey, if you ask him to go in there and he's handing the ball off to James Conner, you've got that offensive infrastructure and you've got that offensive line that has been there the last 2 years.
Right.
You're thinking, hey, this is a guy that could operationally, maybe put you in a position to win a football game. But now you're asking him to do a ton of heavy lifting here, which is maybe too much to ask from your QB2. But we'll see what it looks like. We will. And Jacoby Brissett, despite the offensive struggles that the Cardinals have had from Game 1 all the way through Game 5 going into Game 6, they still have on the other side of things that defense. The defense, Johnny, you're going to be asking for a Herculean effort here against one of the highest flying offenses in the league.
I want to remind everybody this pregame show brought to you by our friends at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Come on out. We got a watch party today, and we're going to be doing a watch-along here on YouTube. So if you're not in the area, can't make it out, regardless, you do you. Play at Gila.com. Visit them now. You mentioned it. This defense has got to carry the load. Let's jump into the inactives today for the Arizona Cardinals, led by one franchise quarterback, Kyler Murray. Disappointing. No Darius Robinson, second straight week.
Yeah.
Will we see D-Rob before the bye? Elijah Jones, Bilal Nichols, DeMontre Jacobs, Josh Fryer, Xavier Weaver, all healthy scratches. Now, Nichols was a late addition to this for some personal reasons. So, I think it would be disrespectful for us to come on here and dog on him. I see a lot of people saying, well, why is he even on the team if he's not available? I would imagine this is a 1-week absence, but we don't know, Bo.
Yeah, it's chalked up in officially personal reasons.
Yeah.
I think you just kind of stay away from that, and you wish the best to Bilal Nichols and his family here. But yeah, I mean, this is not ideal situations, but for the most part, with the inactives come the actives, and you've got Max Melton who's active.
Yep.
You got a relatively full strength secondary, which is going to be necessary to go up against Michael Pittman and Ty Warren and Daniel Dimes. So, that's maybe some silver lining there. But as far as up front with D-Rob, who I think is maybe a little bit closer than, come back after the bye week. But regardless, he's not available for a second straight week in this game. What's your defensive line got? As long as you got Calais Campbell and Dalvin Tomlinson, I think you got a shot. You're decent up front. You're going to have to slow down Jonathan Taylor. That's really the straw that stirs the drink here offensively for the Colts. But looking at that injury report, interesting to see 2 tackles down. So you're going to rely heavily, looks like it's going to be the status quo as far as, Paris Johnson Jr., obviously, and then Jonah Williams, who struggled mightily, and then Kelvin Beachum as far as your swing tackle. There's not much depth beyond that.
Something underrated that's not on there because he was placed on injured reserve yesterday, but the Cardinals do not have their all-star punter this weekend, and now are going with a street free agent punter, Bo. Like that could be significant as well.
We're taking all the things away from Drew Petzing.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't get this run game. We're going to take away your starting running back. Oh, and your RB2.
Yeah.
Then we're going to take your favorite blocking tight end, and they're all going to be brutal injuries. And then also, you don't get a punter either. So,
Blake. You can't use Blake as a crutch anymore.
You just stripped it down. Like the 7 punts where he was, on fire last week, which is disgusting to say as far as your punter, but tip of the cat in the flowers to Blake Killican. But now you got Pat O'Donnell, who started his career with the Bears and has played, decent punter clip at the NFL level. But look, this is a guy was available 5 weeks into the season. You're not going to get, the strong punting game. Hopefully you get a couple good ones here and there.
A good way to combat that is just to never punt in this game. Led by the new QB1, at least temporarily, Jacoby Brissett, as we kick off the Bird Gang Blitz portion of our show. Brissett to the rescue. He's a backup. But he started... I feel like over 20, 30 games in his NFL career. He was a third-round pick at NC State from the New England franchise. Austin Ford had a lot of familiarity. Of course, Drew Petzing had familiarity with his time in Cleveland. They wanted to bring in Brissett in 2023. Brissett still had opportunities last year and 2 years ago to be a starter or a sub-starter.
Yeah.
And so the Cardinals finally got it done with Brissett this offseason. They need him now. I'll start things off by saying this. I could see Jacoby Brissett having a nice day today. But I just want to caution people that are out there. And listen, the Kyler haters, they're out in full force. We're not going to be able to court those people one way or the other. But if you're of the mindset, the offense is now going to take off with Jacoby Brissett because Kyler Murray is removed, I hope you're right just because I want to see the Cardinals play well. But that mindset, Bo, I think you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of people naively saying, hey, he can play the quarterback position better because he's tall. If being tall was the main attribute that you need in strength to play the quarterback position, Brock Osweiler probably would have had a lot longer career.
Right.
And John Skelton would have been elite. But look, we know it's more than that. But operationally, Jacoby should know how to do it. And, can he maybe add a little bit to the downfield passing game because it hasn't been in a good place.
Right.
Maybe just having a different player back there. Maybe it can open things up. But that's hopium.
Yeah.
That's just... Hey, I just hope maybe with a different quarterback things could change. But, is it going to? It remains to be seen. I'm a little skeptical. I just hope that Jacoby can go out there and run this offense, complete passes, take care of the football, and and then maybe give Michael Wilson some opportunities downfield.
Yeah, this is a player who just completes roughly over 60% of his throws in the NFL. Now, he does have 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio for his career. And, in his younger days, he was much more mobile. But, he has not thrown more than 10 touchdowns in a season since 2022. His best season came, I think, in 2019, 18 touchdowns, 6 picks. I mean, here's where I'm at with this. The Cardinals can't win by running the football. They've proven that right. Jacoby's not super mobile. He can move in the pocket a little bit. The only way that you're going to operate today and have success is you're going to play sound defense, you're not going to turn the ball over, and then you're going to have, hopefully, timely shots to Marv, to Michael Wilson, to Trey McBride. You want to just keep the train on the tracks, right? That's what Jacoby is supposed to do today. Very Colt McCoy-esque. And here's what I'll say. Speaking of Colt McCoy, Cliff Kingsbury, say what you want about him, won games with his backup.
Yeah.
Right? Multiple
Set him up
times.
for success.
The Cardinals have already lost to a backup quarterback this year in Mac Jones, right? Like, here's what this show's not going to do. Just because Kyler Murray is not playing, and this is not us talking out of both sides of our mouth, like, I think the Cardinals should be in a position where they should be competitive today.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear people, and JG's not going to do this, but, like, locally in this market, this media market, like, you're not allowed to go on local radio tomorrow, local talk shows, and say, well, they had their backup, so it didn't matter. Like, no. The Cardinals went out and prioritized Jacoby Brissett. We've gotten reports from Benjamin Albright that they're lukewarm on Kyler Murray anyway. Like, this is your guy. So you need to go out there and look functional offensively. I'm not saying that I think they're going to win. They're a 9.5-point underdog right now, but, like, just to think, like, well, the game's over, it's been decided. It's like, no, other teams are winning. Carson Wentz is winning for the Vikings. Like, go out there and perform and look competent offensively. QB be damned.
You got a good defense. You've got your offensive line at full strength.
Yep.
You've got your
skill players.
Your passing skill players.
Yep.
You don't have your running game. So, like, that should be enough to keep this game close. But, like, the Cardinals have lost the luxury of, hey, there's a close loss.
Yeah.
Like, you got to put yourself, like, because I guarantee you, if they do hang on through this game for dear life and they come up short and we're breaking down another close loss, like, people are fed up with that as well.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
There's no moral victories. Like, the season's slipping away.
Yeah.
You go from, should be 3-2, but you crap that away, at a historical level, and then you drop another game to 2-4. I don't care, like, how high flying and or upstart the Colts are. You got to find a way to get it done, and that's the corner you've backed yourself into. Jacoby Brissett in this offense, like Trey McBride, like, he should be able to find him, like, and he should be able to find Marvin Harrison Jr. That should be, enough to get a quintessential backup in a position with this defense to compete. 9.5 points is the spread here.
Yeah, you ought to be able to get it done. Jacoby Brissett's top target, you would assume today, in his homecoming, when Marvin Harrison Jr., and that's our second topic here on the Pregame Blitz pregame show. And it's kind of gotten lost in the shuffle, the Marv reunion of sorts, going back to the place he spent so many years, not in that stadium. Obviously, it was the prior stadium before Lucas Oil. But Marvin Harrison Jr. has been coming on in recent weeks. The comfort level is there. And now it feels like if the Cardinals are going to succeed, like, it's a mandate, like, Marv has to be the infrastructure. He and Trey McBride, no disrespect to Trey. But I expect Marv to have a big day. Like, the Cardinals can't move the football, respectfully, unless it's 218 and 85. So I'm at the point right now where it's like, I want to be able, at minimum, to check a box after these games and say, well, Marv had 10 to 12 targets. Yeah. And I think, like, we didn't talk about Bam Knight. Adam Schefter reported, Bo, that, like, Bam Knight, somehow Schefter knows this, that Bam Knight is starting over Michael Carter. Yeah. Awesome, great. But if Bam Knight has more targets and touches than Marvin Harrison Jr., like, why are we even playing? Yeah. Why just forfeit the game? Why are we even participating?
Was that the discipline? Is that what it was? Like, for Amari Dermicado dropping the ball?
I don't know.
Before the goal line, it's like, hey, here's RB5 is now starting.
No, because, like, Bam Knight was getting touches last week before Dermicado was. So
and he's a bigger, kind of profiles more as far as the every down back that they would want.
Yeah.
Instead of, the undersized Michael Carter, who I still think is going to get his touches. He got his touches. Probably would out-touch Bam Knight by the end of the day.
Yeah. So Marvin Harrison Jr., I mean, your expectations today, I think.
Spam him the football.
Yeah.
Why not?
What are we doing here if you're not doing that?
Let's play with a little bit of reckless abandon. Let's play. I mean, what do you got to lose?
You have nothing to lose.
Right.
In that aspect. So we're excited for Marv. I want to see him. I expect him to have a good day. If he gets the football, he can't, throw passes to himself. But Jacoby Brissett, we did see in the one preseason game that he did play in against, I believe, the Denver Broncos. Yeah. He did have a passing touchdown to Xavier Weaver. He looked good, kind of over the middle.
He threw a couple. He threw one to
DeMercado, the aforementioned DeMercado.
DeMercado. He also threw one to Xavier Weaver, and he threw one to Semi Fioco. So, like, and like the play to Fioco. Like, if you could just take one play and say, hey, do this.
Over the middle.
The play in Denver that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Like, can you do that 25 times today? Can you be that guy? Is that asking too much?
Don't turn the ball over. Operate in the middle of the field. Put Marv on those crossing routes. We talked about it. They're missing their top corner. And Kenny Moore is not playing in this game. I mean, like, they're susceptible downfield. We saw Matthew Stafford take advantage with Tutu Atwell. a couple of weeks ago. Don't play right into their hand. Right. They want you to run the football.
Yeah, don't throw a lot of passes at the line of scrimmage.
Right. Like, take some chance. You have nothing to lose here. Fake punts. You whatever Drew Petzing has that he hasn't unveiled yet, God help us, but go into your bag of tricks. Figure something out. Like, listen, I don't think 24 points is enough to win this game, but you never know. This defense is in a position where it's like, can they play inspired, and can MHJ be the catalyst offensively to complement that as we keep things going here?
Bag of tricks. It's the old, like, look at my thumb. I don't have my thumb anymore. That's his magic trick.
We got 350 people watching. Hit that like button as we continue here on the pregame show. On the flip side, we talked about Jacoby Brissett. Let's talk about Danny Dimes. Dime store QB.
Wow.
For a quarterback right now, he does have the same numbers as Kyler Murray. 6 touchdowns, 2 picks on the year. But he's
passing yards way up.
Right. He does.
A couple more rushing touchdowns.
Does have the dubs. The offense itself has been a revelation. He hasn't made those mistakes yet. But I think today, here's what you got to hope for. You got to hope that Jonathan Gannon and Nick Rallis have a comfort level against Shane Steichen's offense. You get Will Johnson and Max Melton on the field together for the first time since both of them went down against Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Budda Baker, Jalen Thompson, Taylor Demerson playing well on the back end. Can you pressure him enough with Sweaty J and company to force him into some errant throws? Like, he is not – he's only thrown multiple touchdowns in one game this year. I think it was last week against the Raiders. So, like – I also think with Danny Dimes, like, he's also a player historically, not this year, but historically, like, if he makes early mistakes, he'll compound that over and over and over again. We've seen that, right? So what you can't do is you can't let him settle into a rhythm. But there's no disputing, like, he and Jonathan Taylor have been known to fumble and throw interceptions. That's just – so if you're the Cardinals and you're trying to hang on for dear life with a backup quarterback today, and you've had the worst week in the JG tenure, you got to be able to force some takeaways today.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And I think, like, we can't discount this run game. Like, the run game that's what they thrive on.
Right.
That's what sets up Danny Dimes. Like, during the few successful, spurts he's had in his career, also in year 7 like Kyler Murray, it's when he had a stout run game. Saquon Barkley, a couple years ago in 2022, right? They go to the playoffs and they win a game, and, he keeps the turnovers down. It's because they have that pass rush setup. Can you continue to be strong against the run, and can you first force turnovers in the passing game? That sets you up for, staying in this game.
We're going to get to your super chats and new memberships just in a little bit. But first, we mentioned it, Jonathan Gannon, tough week. Diana Rossini reported yesterday, dropped a big article via The Athletic that it's just getting roasted on each side of the barrel, each side of the coin. From executives, players, coaches throughout the NFL. Should he, shouldn't he have made those decisions? The Cardinals, Michael Bidwill, there was a famous quote on the front of Rossini's reports that said something to the effect that you cut off his manhood by doing that.
Sure.
Here's where we're at. Jonathan Gannon, culture at stake, culture test, whatever you want to call it. I was trying to think of, like, the perfect way to kind of encapsulate this, because I was thinking about this before the show, and we'll be able to really kind of measure it post-game. We've seen fall from graces before, right? Ken Wisenhunt, it was a slow burn. Wilkes, it was early on. You knew he didn't have the goods. Cliff Kingsbury, it was the playoff game festering, and then the turnover from that prior year, even after an extension.
Yeah.
I don't think, if today goes poorly, I don't think I have seen a quicker fall from grace from a fan base perspective, flip on a dime as fast as they have with JG. I think, like, you look at August, early September, even when they were 2-0, like, people were like, well, Gannon's the guy.
Right.
Gannon's the guy. And now we're in the midst of, if they lose today 4 straight, like, people are out on him.
Yeah.
I don't think we are on that side of the fence yet. Well, I certainly believe he's the best option for this team moving forward. But just from a public perception, I don't think I've seen a fall from grace happen harder than what's happened with Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah, and your ability to kind of steady those turbulent waters, like, it's not in the near future.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, just given how schedule shakes out, how your roster is set up, like, week by week and loss by loss, you lose the ability to win back, that goodwill that you cultivated over the first 2 seasons. So it is been tough. Like, because even Cliff, like when they went 8-8 in year 2, people were skeptical. It was like, here, this is a failed college coach.
Yeah.
Like, I can kind of see through this, and even through the 11 wins, they saw him back in the playoffs, and then the disaster in the playoffs against the Rams, and people are like, I just don't trust this guy, regardless of what this data is telling me. Like, Gannon doesn't even have the luxury of the data going into where he is. Like, now people are like we like the culture shift, we like the direction organizationally, but like it's still resulting in losses.
Yes,
too many losses.
Suddenly the losses seem kind of effed up.
Yeah.
I think is the best way to phrase it. And
it's
so
like tuxedos. Yeah.
Right. I think most everybody
ketchup?
was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. And like here's another big problem. We could spend all show about this. It's like I would go into games for the last 2 years thinking that the Cardinals on most Sundays had a coaching advantage.
Yeah.
Does anybody feel that way right now? And I think that's the biggest indictment. When you're losing to teams who have lesser players, lesser quarterbacks on paper, and the Cardinals aren't, though. Like, you're supposed to be the buttoned-up franchise. You're supposed to be the franchise where we watch you put on an offensive and defensive clinic, and now it's like you're questioning everything, which is just unbelievable. So we're at the point right now.
This is unbelievable. Did you see this? They're just showing the pregame Tre'Davious Ward getting concussed, running into one of his own teammates. So one of their top corners out of the game.
That is a shame.
I mean, just melon to melon there. And, so there's a big
Can the Cardinals take advantage? No. All right. Well,
their secondary wasn't in great shape, even with Ward, who was their big acquisition this offseason.
Drew Petzing's like, I see you're down 2 corners. I'm going to run the ball even harder.
Let's throw it right at the line of scrimmage, baby.
That's right. Almost 400 people watching live. Hit that like button here. We're going to get to your super chats. But first, I want to thank the multitude of sponsors today, including our friends at Rally House for our pregame threads.
Woo!
Woo! Rally
Icy
House.
Whites.
Check out their location, one of 3 locations, Tempe, Mesa, and, of course, the Coup de Grace, the Chef's Kiss, Glendale, where we do our live shows from. Big thanks to everybody at Rally House. Check out those pregame fits. Love the Icy Whites. No K1 today, but Marv and the Icy Whites having a career day. Give me that.
Yeah, I'm in for that. I'd love to see that. It's an overall good look. How about, Trey McBride? Lots of players still going to be looking good in the road whites. Check those out. You can find them at Rally House today. We got our live show with our PHNX Sun Devils crew next Friday. Don't miss that. Go hang out and see just what Rally House is all about. You're going to be blown away with the selection for all your favorite Valley teams.
We're blowing you away with our pregame picks. It's time to tap that app here on PHNX Cardinals pregame. We're going Marv, and we're going hard in the paint.
And going with the Drew Petzing. 2 corners down. Let's play beach in the slot. Nasty work.
Here's something I feel pretty good about. Pending Drew Petzing's play calling here. Tap that app week 6. We've done pretty well. We're over 60% on the season. MHJ, anytime touchdown, I feel like is a lock. If you don't get Marv a touchdown in his dad's old stomping grounds, you've been fired yesterday. Plus, a little MHJ. You can get plus money on MHJ over 6 receptions on its own. Let's parlay it. I feel like that's going to slap. And then MHJ 60-plus receiving yards. All that parlayed together, plus 750. It's the MHJ special. And, again, it goes back to Bo. I don't know if this team can just function, non-Jets-like unless they allow MHJ to have chances targeting the football.
Yeah, I mean, just put him in a position where he's touching the ball early, often throughout the game. Let him kind of make his presence felt in his homecoming, just like his dad did en route to a Hall of Fame career. So give him the opportunity. Make him the first read for Jacoby. Like, we'll see if Jacoby is the same, is how similar he is with Kyler. Is he going to be a little too quick through his reads, or is he going to be able to maybe give MHJ some opportunities that he hasn't seen so far through a year and 5 games into his NFL career?
Let's jump into your super chats now. Everybody hit that like button. Big thanks. We got 400 people watching live kickoff in a matter of 6 minutes. Killa Rex, friend of the program, $4.99. Good to see you, Killa. Why Diana Rossini have to do Jonathan balls cut off in front of the team Gannon like that over the weekend? I mean, it's just like they want to put out this fire as fast as possible, but this is going to linger. The stench of that game last week, I mean, frankly, it should linger. You shouldn't be able to escape that. But I do feel bad for JG that it's like I'm of the mindset, I don't know this for certain, like they collectively got together
Yeah,
and they
it
said,
feels
let's
like
get ahead
Gannon
of this.
helped broker this deal,
Right.
and facilitate that. So, to hear from rando exec that wants to give his hot take, and then put it, full,
Right.
that's a sizzling take. People are going to kind of take heed of that, and it's just unfortunate. But that's you put yourself in that position, and you're going to have to be able to take the heat.
Andy Thompson, $1 support. Thank you so much, Andy. Want to remind everybody, become a member right now. It's just $5 to join us. We already started dropping some member-only content. We did our first Get Your Barf Bag Out mock draft of the year on Thursday. You want to see who we selected. We've got, depending on how the Cardinals do today, we could have more mocks in the near future as the Arizona Cardinals watch their season potentially slip away. Mitch Henderson, $4.99. The only thing good about the Cardinals is this show. Well, I appreciate that. We appreciate
thanks,
that.
Mitch.
I'm finally leaving this team. Go Bills. No, Mitch, don't leave. Don't leave us. We're here. We're going to get through this together, I promise. Maybe.
Don't make promises. DL, $2. Thanks, DL. Drew Petzing, 2 yards and a cloud of dust. That's his passing attack, which is usually the running game of the old 90s Big Ten.
Yes, Cardinals are going to lose, and Marv's going to have 2 targets, but he's going to say, did you see Bam Knight's yards per contact after he initially at the line of scrimmage?
Right.
We're going to be like, get out. Go away. Get out.
Kindly leave.
Hit that like button. Bo, you and I, on Friday, when we thought Kyler Murray had a chance, you and I both thought Cardinals would lose this game by double digits. Anything to change your mind on that?
No, their play is going to have to help persuade me.
Yeah. Got to earn it. And again, this is still Daniel Jones. This is still a Colts team that really hasn't played anybody yet. Jonathan Gannon, what are you made of? Nick Rawlis, Drew Petzing, what are you made of? Can you come out? Can you give your fans something to be proud of for a week? God forbid this fan base that was promised playoff bursts, Pro Bowlers, big-time national, televised games. You're regressing right now.
Yeah.
And you're buried on a 10 a.m. window with a backup quarterback, and people are laughing at you for the better part of 7 days. You're your own worst enemy right now. You're the only entity that can change that. Have some pride and show out today for your fan base. Will you please?
Yeah. I mean, that's the only path forward. Otherwise, it's just more kind of the same, and it's just the unrest continues around this organization, and the noise gets louder. Can you silence them with something that people don't believe you have the power to do? And then that's come up with a surprising win early in the season.
Here's a surprise. We're going to be live the entirety of the game with a watch party, watch along here from Gila River Resorts and Casinos. I'm going to try to give me maybe a crispy Diet Coke to kick things off this morning, maybe some nachos, some wings here. Come out to Gila, hang with us. Can the Arizona Cardinals get it done? Can they put to bed one of the worst losses in franchise history? It's Jacoby Brissett versus Danny Dimes. Jump on over here on the YouTube page. Click that watch along. We're keeping it cash. Bo, myself, Noah, Shane, we're here from Gila. We'll see you on the watch along. Peace.